Everybody. Trying to get everything done as much as best I can, but the weeds are growing up faster than I can kill them, pull them out. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of beautiful stuff going on. On the news, they're saying this year we're going to have a massive problem with aphids because of the lack of cold winters consecutive. So I concur. I've weeded through here, and I've got to, maybe I'll do that today as well, get that ready for planting some strawberries. I have eaten a couple of strawberries today, so it has started, but not in any sort of prolific, sellable sort of level. I think, yeah, I was going to probably chop that buddleia back, which I'm using to slowly build up a kind of flat terrace here. So eventually I can make that into like an extra little bit. I mean, every few meters counts, right? I'm leaving all of these trees here and everything because each terrace basically has to be at least semi-shaded. That's the only way we're going to be able to do this. So yeah, I need to weed through here. Fairly quickly. But I think the interesting thing is below, actually see if I can get down there. I've covered this again in bash, this plastic stuff, because the quantity of rocket and persicaria was just, it's just not going to work. So I'm hoping with this heat, because it's about 27 degrees, I mean it's a little later in the day, so perhaps it's 25, that will sort of at least knock out, make them weak. And I've done the same below, because that's where all the cabbages are going to go and the onions. At the bottom end there I've stopped because I've got the aubergines already planted. And at these ends I've got the peas and the beans, like the first trials. See, it was like this, it's just rocket everywhere. No one buys it. So these are the first beans I planted, sown. They're doing alright. Bit of soil erosion going on now. No. And then of course, one of the gifts of the rabbit manure is I get a lot of this self-sown barley and corn and stuff like that. So yeah, again, I'll probably end up weeding this today, getting this done. But this is where I ate my first strawberry. Wasn't incredibly sweet or large, but that's okay. So I'm slowly clearing through. I killed a couple of really big rabbits actually recently for sale, and I noticed how much fat they've actually got inside them, and it's probably like obese rabbit. I know the fat makes the flavour in the sauce, but all around the heart it was, I mean it tastes great, but it's probably not the best. So I need to give them more hay, less complete food. Yeah, I've still got all these onions to go in. I've got them butternuts that are going to go in downstairs. I've got a load of hydrangeas that are popped up. I've got some other bits and bobs over there. Those are that's the start of the cabbages. So I've been sowing another box of these Oakleys down here. I want to say hi to Esther. I know you watch my videos. Very kind. So I'm taking the bash off here, as you can see. And the soil is nice and clean underneath. And along this blue bit of string there, all the way down, where those bottles are going, that's one packet of Haricots sans fil, Oakley. Then I've got this weird little oasis that is sadly right in my path, but I kept it because it had some lettuces in it, but no one's buying lettuce, and I've got so many already in the polytunnel. Anyway, the plan here, all the way along. Oh yeah, these are my broads coming up nice in flower. Got my cat with me as well today. Sown a load of the last of the broads all the way along there, and all the way along there is the another packet of Oakleys. So all these lettuce have gone to bolt, and the aphid problem could be proven. I mean, I said I was going to keep a few, but I'm not entirely sure now, because that is an unnormal quantity. Anyway, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do from the right to the left, beans, tomato, beans, beans, tomato, beans. With the idea that the beans will be on this side. Then I'll grow the tomatoes up here because I've got way too many. I'll copper sulfate them before they come up here. So I've got beans, then a load of tomatoes because I can pick them from either path. Then beans again on the bottom. That will shade out the roots of the tomato. This will be a path. Then I'll have beans, tomato, beans. So this here will be a new path. Kind of cutting the bed in half a little bit, but last year it was for cabbages, so it didn't really matter. So of course this little island is no longer necessary. And then I did sow a load there, but nothing came up. We had a lot of rain. I'm reckoning they got rot. So that'll actually be now for peas. If I can find another packet of climbing peas. Or I'll dick a load of violet in there, purple beans. I'll do the other garden another day. I've got to try and keep these short because people only seem to watch the first 3.5 minutes according to my analytics, and then they disappear. So I don't want to keep it too long, but once I've weeded, they got to get in. I'll cut the flowers off and the stolons off. These are shallots. I know they're strawberries, but the variety is called shallot or charlotte. That one's fixing. I mean, everywhere I look wants a lot doing. I lent some on my strimmer, came back fucked. And the French don't seem to understand if you borrow it and you break it, you buy it. No, he tried to fix it and broke it even more. So I'm currently without strimmer until the pieces arrive, which I've had to pay for. So that is a self-sown CBD, and I've got 3 or 4 of them. I'm not impressed with the quality of the CBD really from last year. I don't really care to smoke it. I'd rather do without. But it's nice to know that it does grow. And then whilst I was putting that plastic down, I saved all the borage here because the bees love it, and some other bits and bobs that I thought were interesting. Yeah, we'll call it a day there. Sunny, sunny, sunny day.